what's this?
I'm invisible.
You're invisible. What's going on?
I don't know. It's filming you playing on your phone.
Dude, we got a problem here? Here we go.
Yeah, where's us?
I don't know.
You're broadcasting this right now.
Hey guys, we're having problems. You can hear us. Hello. Yeah, they can hear us. I can't get our screen on. Our video's not working. Just out of nowhere.
Red Warrior says no sound.
I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to find the problem, guys. There's webcam. There's the background.
Andy says you're gone, but we can hear you.
Logo's there. The mic's there. The background's there. Everything except for our video. Our webcam. Let me try adding another one. Media source. Okay. File. Nope, not media source. We have to add in. Why does this stuff break like this for no reason? Video capture device. Okay. There we are. Logitech Brio. There we are. Okay. We're there, but the background's not showing.
I'll try overlaying the background now that you got us in.
Hi. Okay.
We're trying.
Video capture. Logo and all that. Turn this media off. Video capture. I don't understand it. Why it's not working. All right, let me go
It's
to
got to
this.
be still after effects from that power outage.
Yeah, we haven't turned this computer on since then.
Yeah,
but
you got to
still,
reset everything, man.
It shouldn't bother the programs in the computer.
Depends on what happened when we started everything back up again.
And I had this all set. Everything was running and ready. I just didn't know that the video wouldn't show through. Okay, configure the video. Let's go there and do what we normally do. Turn off this autofocus because that's bad. Got to go down to like 15. There, we're clearer now. Should be. Apply. Okay.
But Stingle says worst case, no background today.
Right. We could do that. Main screen.
Commercials. Artie says, no worries, green is nice.
Green is not nice. This is what we have to see, not what you guys have to see. I can't get to the green screen here. Forgotten where that's at. It's been so long. I'm on the main screen. Just checking. Here's the starting. Here's the intro. Here's the main screen. Okay, that's all good. And the mic is working. I can see that right there. The video capture device.
That's
Blending, denotation, show, transition, hide, full screen, wide screen, screenshot, source, remove, set color. That's not there. Usually when I right mouse click, I can get to properties, and I can't see properties on here. Display capture. Sorry, video capture.
what's media source?
None of that works. Okay. Go back to our webcam. It's our original one. Transform. All right. Blending mode. Wow. Jerry, why don't you go over and talk and just tell a story or something? Let me get this fixed. You can tell them about the flood today and give them the drinking word.
Yeah, the 3000's finally going. I guess it was spraying. I didn't catch it myself.
Drinking word is leak.
Yeah, the drinking word is leak. So we had a leak. So we're going to patch it up as good as we can. Try to keep it running for, with that power outage taking out the one pump. So we decided to go ahead with doing the sump. Got the pool set up, and now the 3000 wants to leak again.
It busted out leaking today, and Josh actually had to get in it. And even though we had the whole bottom strapped together, the whole corner opened up, and you can see the blue paint and the fiberglass from the outside. So it's leaking through all that. Josh jumped in there and covered it all with silicone as best as possible. We didn't get it good enough. It's still leaking almost as bad as it was when we started fixing it.
That's today's fun and games.
No, it's been all day. Been crazy. All right, for some reason, I can't get this background up. I made a whole new one and everything.
Well, I guess we got green screen.
Well, and I'm going to go back to, and our original, this is the webcam that we normally see. This is the new camera that I put up. Our original one has the background, but no camera. Makes no sense. Webcam filters.
Now you lost us.
Yeah. No, we don't want to do that. Filters. That's all on sound filters.
Well, I hope you're all finding this interesting.
Welcome to Stay Fishy.
Bambi's, I don't know where we go. I gotta catch up with them. They're going crazy in here. Lorenzo says he's been leaking the whole day. I would use a diaper. We got a diaper out there right now. It's a community service kid with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, he's out there working right now.
Oh, it's charade time, right? Bob Taylor got it. We're playing I Spy. I Can't Spy, not a rich at all.
These guys are hilarious.
Ah,
Here we are. And we're blocked. Look, we're locked up. That one's blocked.
oh, that's not a good pose either.
Yeah. Let me delete that one. Remove.
You can hear sound now. Now, oh, big wish, lose weight, can't see him.
All right.
Sing to us.
Can they hear sound when this is on? Yeah, I can see the sounds going. Okay.
Yeah, they hear me. Now I got a commercial again.
I think I'm going to turn the commercials off. They do absolutely nothing for us.
Yeah, we don't make nothing off of this live stream anyhow. Find Waldo in the fish tank. That's today's game. Where's Waldo?
Logitech Brio.
Turn it off.
Okay. Hello. There we go. We got sound back. Unbelievable. So we got the sound back on. I'm not going to mess with it no more because this thing's a piece of crap. I don't understand why it's doing this. There was no reason for it.
So you can't see me when I'm doing this?
No, can't see it all. All right, we've still got sound, and now we got us video in the corner. This is the best I can get it, guys. I mean, that's the best. I don't understand it. I'm going to have to play with it offline. But we've got sound, we got video of us in the corner.
That's not us. It's a still shot.
Are you serious? I see us moving.
We're not moving.
Yep. Okay, so no video capture. There is something wrong. I'm going to have to restart this whole webcam thing because that's what our sound is and our video, and it's not working.
Stand by for next phase.
Plug back in. It's reset. All right. We have sound. We still have no picture.
Hardy says no sound on again.
Now you're farther back. We have sound. I can see it. It's right here. I can't put the picture and sound on at the same time.
Well, that's fine.
So
That's the background picture. You had us and the sound on before.
I can turn the cichlid picture off. And now that's it. You got blackness. Now you're blind.
This takes, yeah, and that takes a while to catch up. Now I got a commercial again.
All right. Yeah. That capture video don't work. Let's remove that. Okay. Okay, so I don't understand why it's not working. If you guys want, we can just close it and wait till next week. I'll work on it during the week and get it up and running.
Aggressive fish lover says just leave it. It looks better this way.
Well, that's all we got for you. I don't know. Maybe the camera took a shit because we had two pumps out there in the fish room that once that power went off and on, back on, 4 or 5 times crazy like that, it fried the pumps out in the fish room. It may have fried this camera. It's the only thing I can think of. I do have another camera. We can try it. It'll tell us whether it's good or not.
And Deb charged this nice fan.
All right.
Yeah, we all turned into fish. I don't know what you got in the corner now, man, but it don't look healthy.
No, it's I unplugged the camera, so it's a dead spot of my hand.
Oh, it didn't look healthy.
Okay, so now let me add a new capture device. I got the other camera hooked back up. Image. Video capture device.
Already says sounds back. At least you can hear us now.
There. But see, okay, I can see us and we're moving. Okay, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Jerry, look at the screen. It's moving.
I'm here.
Right, now, let's
We're
go.
in the corner.
Okay.
We're actually moving. Leave it alone.
Okay, there we go. We've got us and we've got sound. It is definitely the camera's messed up somehow.
Bambi says it's Don Knotts type situation.
No, it's not. That dude's just dumb. All right.
Hey, we're getting some compliments here now. We can talk.
Yeah, we can talk. Sorry, guys. Sorry it has to be this way. I didn't know there was any problems with it. You know, we're dealing with problems all day, and we come here and turn it on like normal, and all of a sudden we can't get a background on us.
It's pulling the 3,000 on us.
Yeah, we can just do this here. Although as boring as it can be, there we are.
There we are.
So anyways, the 3,000, let's get to that. It opened up, the corner opened up. You can see the inside of it. Water's just pouring out. Poor kid's vacuuming up out there. And
Not now he is. He just left.
he just left. But Alex is out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, so now we don't know what to do. We don't have a spare place to put all the paku and stuff like that. If I take a liner and empty out the tank, move all the fish out, and put a liner in there, it's only a matter of time before the paku eat at the liner.
That's a couple of $100 worth of snack.
So we don't have a way to partition off the pool. I don't know what we're going to do, but Josh sent one of the community service guys up and bought a bunch of flex tape. So we're going to try and cover this whole corner in flex tape and make it hold out a little bit longer until we get this new tank set up. And I hope that that works. I don't know. We're crossing our fingers over here at this point. Okay. Now I got
Redneck's going to stick our finger in the dike like a good Dutchman.
all right. How many people do we got on here? We can see if we can do the Tracy thing. Dun, 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 dun. All right, 146 people, so we're almost ready to do Tracy. We minimize this. We can get back to that. Yeah, Don Knotts, you know what his best thing was? There was a movie, The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Yep.
Amazing. I love, that's what got me into fish right there, is that movie. It was the coolest.
You know which fish he was modeled after?
I'm trying to picture him in my mind now. Hang on. A carp?
Mozambique tilapia. Big lips.
Ah, he had the big lips, that's for sure. Bob Taylor says, put a fork in it. We'll never give up. Something's wrong with Jerry. Oh, it's Jerry. You guys were going off. Jerry's reading all these things you guys are saying while I'm trying to fix this. I'm over here busting up. Someone said I'm blind. Now I'm deaf. All this shit. It was funny as shit. Oh my God. We see you. Oh, there you're gone. Sounds back. I was trying everything to get this fixed. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot fix it with you guys on here. So.
He's going back a ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I even restarted the live stream and everything. So the only thing I can do is restart the computer. I did unplug the camera and restart it again. Still nothing. Airtime got it right. It supports need a reboot of the PC. Okay, that's enough going back. Let's go forward from here. Harley Jim says it's Paku tear everything apart. That's with the liner. Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible. Gracie Angle says it's Freaky Friday at OFR. It sure is. All right, let me check again and see how many people are here. We'll get to the Tracy update. 158. We're growing. We're growing. We're getting there. We're getting there. So let me see. The drinking word is leak. Because, man, did we have a leak today. And that's 2 drinks right there. Drink up, guys. See, look at that screen. You can tell now just how boring we really are because there's no background and there's nothing to look at. It's just us. Look how boring we are, Jerry. That's horrible. You ever think about trimming up that beard? You got a big bush thing going on all around.
I don't know. I haven't done anything over 5.
You'd actually see that you got long hair if the beard wasn't in the way.
Last time my hair was the chemotherapy, and
Yeah.
I just haven't done anything with it since it came back.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, brother. Doompie says, did you see the haul they get from predatory fins? Who? Who got what? Sabrina says, oh, sure. Now, were your excuse, Big Rich? No, I don't want to end the screen. So I'd have to end the screen to restart the computer. It's not you guys. It's the computer. And Shauna says, and yet we're still here with you guys. Thank you. Did you see the haul from the predatory fins from Dubai? I still don't know what haul you're talking about.
But the haul we took up there, or the haul she's made since. Every day they're adding something. Are you just talking about the big snake they were showing today?
Zach says somebody gave him a shark. I don't know. Oh, Legacy got some from predatory fins. I did not see that.
All right, Sabrina, we'll drink. I was just leaking.
I'm gonna have to check into that and see what predatory fins gave him.
Some of them gave him another big albino snake.
Rod and Kevin took up there and gave him archer fish and others. Well, that's nice.
Great.
I've always stood behind predatory fins. I mean, they're not in our business of rescuing, but they do rescues. But you know, they also do the sales and sell the fish that cause the problem. So it's not like we're at ends with each other. I mean, Rod's a great guy, and I love Rod. And you know, I don't hang out with Kevin so much, but you know, I know Rod, and we get along great, and everything's great between us. And you know, if he wants to donate, that's great. I love that. He did have some big archers. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah.
Well, being a transhipper like he is, he can, you know.
Oh, they brought some rays too. Cool. Gracie said she's been leaking. Drink up.
Dang. I don't know if that was a good word or not.
Right?
It's getting turned a little.
Well, that's good. I love to see other agencies doing good things. You know, that's a great thing. Did they actually drive there and bring the fish to them? I'm going to have to go watch this video. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But did they bring as many fish as Big Rich and OFR did? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
It's not a competition.
It's not. And I love those guys. I just want to make sure that we took more. Oh, they flew in. Okay, so they shipped in things, so they didn't bring nothing huge then. Okay, 40 archers. Oh my god! And he sells them for a good buck for each one. So that's a good donation right there.
Yeah, that's enough to do a good spitting tank.
Yes, that would be cool.
Nothing like letting them shoot at the customer.
I'm sorry, I got to keep monitoring on my phone. Yeah, them arches they had were huge. They were bigger than ours.
Got to have everybody wear a little bug stencil on their forehead.
Well, I would just like to take, they have that fake. It's a vine. They have fake vine for the reptile tanks, and you can bend it whichever way you want into an S or whatever.
Sure.
I would have that going across, and then when people come, I would just put a grasshopper or a cricket on there.
Yeah.
And let the archers have their fun.
Yeah, setting up a cricket hatchery ain't no big deal as long as they don't get loose.
Slamboy says here in Vegas, ATM closed due to financial reasons and the show's cancellation. I was there after they canceled. I took a walkthrough and was trying to buy up all of their stuff. But at that point, they wanted way too much for each individual tank. And like they had a half car that was hung on the wall. I really wanted that to be here, because I've got 4 tanks from the show tanked. I would like to have had more items and stuff, but they just wouldn't sell anything cheaper. They wanted that half car. They wanted like $18,000. I mean, Brett's a great guy. I didn't talk to Brett there, but I went through there and everything was. I guess it was fresh, and they were still trying to get top dollar out of it. So I didn't end up buying any of that stuff. Ooh, white diamond rays and albino white diamond. We gave them. Okay, Casey had given us, or was okay. Casey was given an albino white diamond, and we were given an albino pearl ray. And Lori picked out the pearl ray. She'd rather have that one. So then Casey gave us the white diamond, and then later on, Lori was like, "Well, that one's really nice too." So Casey went ahead and gave it to her. So now they got both of the albinos from us and Casey. But now Casey said the next batch he's going to let us have our pick of the babies because he promised to give us one. So basically, Casey gave both albinos to Lori, and we're waiting for the next batch, and then we can get a baby albino, a black diamond from him. That's how that worked out because it was only supposed to be one, but we ended up giving her 2. Or I say we as us because Casey went with us, but Casey's company gave them both stingrays. Yeah, Ross, shake and bake.
You jumped.
I did.
Missed whatever.
I'm still up here. I'm still going back. I'm still going back in time. Okay, there we go. Let me start using these buttons. They don't jump as bad. There we go. Sue Ann, it's going to be strange here without you, not having you guys be here during the spring sale. Sebastian says we can still look at Bigfoot and Willie Nelson. Why I gotta be Bigfoot? What's up with that?
Willie's turning 92.
Can you believe it? He is. Oh my God! I thought he's like 70 something, but no, he's in 90s.
You went back way.
Yeah, I did.
Another commercial. Jeez.
Okay, Tracy update. Let's look at that. Let's see how many people are here. 185. We can do the Tracy update. Okay. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard the problems we had with Tracy, and we got past that. So now The supply houses and everything were up to date. We got everything we need. Everything's being delivered. And then they delivered us a Mickey button that goes into her stomach. And basically there's a balloon inside that you blow up. And then you can connect your feed tube to it. And then you feed her directly to her stomach. Well, that thing kept falling out. It was defective. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I got hiccups. That thing kept falling out. It's defective. And, for like 4 or 5 days, we called them and kept calling them. We finally got it replaced. The new one shows up today. And guess what? Since last night, the old one started working just fine. Isn't that our luck? So anyways, now we have a spare Mickey button, which is fine because you got to replace it every 3 months. Let me say 3 months. So now we have a spare because they're going to send another one in 3 months. We're all good. I don't know. But other than that, we got through all them troubles. All them troubles are over with now. We don't have no more, nothing missing, nothing, in back order. Everything's good. Her supplies are like 100% right now. We're doing good with that. And then, Tracy's been doing so good lately. She's staying at 99, 100 at all times. We're actually going to lower down her oxygen. She's on number 4 right now. We're going to lower her to 3. And because we had her down to 2 at one time, and she was basically almost not needing oxygen. And, this and that. But she's doing so good with that. And it makes it nice and easy to take care of her because she's coughing out everything on her own. Oh, that was the problem. That machine, remember the machine that broke her compressor for the fog, the mist that goes into her? Oh, look at the camera. It just wigged out and went fuzzy as can be. Let me go back to here and turn that off. That's supposed to be on right here. Let me go to configure video, go over to here and turn on autofocus off. Okay, are we clear enough? Put that up on 10, which is usually good. Okay, apply. Okay, so it shouldn't wig out like that again. Sorry, guys. What happened here? There we go. Now we got your super chats back. So anyways, what was I saying about Tracy? We've got all of her stuff top dollar. She's doing good. She's being really easy to take care of. I forget where I left off. Sorry if I recover something, but she's just been a joy to take care of, except one thing. We've got one nurse that we're going to have to replace. I mean, she works 3 days at 12 hours a day, and she's been a problem for a while, and I keep trying to work with her and trying to make things work, but she just don't seem to get it. I mean, this last time, our nurse is Latrice. My God, she handles everything. She takes care of everything. She's a great nurse. And we got our second in command, which is Marion. Awesome nurse, beautiful nurse. She cares so much about Tracy. Love her. And then we've got Diane that only comes 1 day a week on Saturdays. She does a great job. No problems with her. But the other one, I mean, Tracy keeps getting, problems in her presence. She broke Tracy's finger one day and she apologizes and that, but that's just one thing. Now, Thursday, she worked. I handed her off because I worked 16 hours at night, and I handed her off to this other nurse. And then she watched her for 12 hours. Then Marion come in, and Marion's like, what are these scratches from? And she had a big gouge on her chin and, a scratch across her arm. And I'm like, I don't even have fingernails. I don't know. I don't have fingernails at all. It had to be from Robin. I wasn't going to say her name. Sorry. But anyways, it had to be from that nurse. And, we start looking a little further and we see redness all under here. Redness where her stomach and legs. Because we have many problems with her, but the one thing, she just lets Tracy go, and Tracy curls up into the fetal position, and then she lays there and sweats. Well, wherever Tracy is touching skin on skin, she sweats and gets a rash. Now she's covered with a rash all over, and I'm trying to keep, sheets in between her arms, where they touch on the side, her arms where they touch on her belly or something, or down on her side. I keep everything so skin don't touch skin, because she gets rashes, heat rashes, and she's covered with them right now. And it's just getting to the point to where I've told the company for many months that I would work with her. I'll try and keep doing things and getting her to be better. And it's just she's getting the better of me. She's not doing what I need. She's not, and basically now I don't feel like she's here to take care of Tracy. That's great. No, I have to watch her take care of Tracy, make sure she don't hurt Tracy. And now I have to make sure she does things right, like change her on time, don't let her curl up. I had to put pieces of tape on the bed rails. If Tracy slides down this far and she's down and only her head is pointing up, she needs to be 30 degrees inclined. And what that does is it keeps her lungs and her stomach apart, okay? If she's laying down flat, the fluids in her stomach can come up, and then she can aspirate and it goes over into her lungs. Well, at 30 degrees incline is what the doctor wants. So she's always at 30 degrees incline. But this nurse lets her slide down so much that only her head is propped up, so her body's laying flat. And when she did aspirate last time, she got pneumonia. And, it was because of that nurse, the rest of us had to work for the next week super hard, keeping her from, otherwise she had to go to the hospital. Her heart rate was up. Her breathing rate was up. She was stressing. Everything was bad. She had water or the fluid from her stomach in her lungs. And with that fluid is also stomach acid. It's not good. So, I really reamed her out for that. I'm like, this only happens on your shift, nobody else's. Well, it happened again, So this last time I told her that, it's just, this has to stop. You have to care. It's simple caring is what takes care of a patient. If you don't care, she don't get taken care of, period. And like I was sitting at the table talking to Jerry, and I heard Tracy coughing and then gurgling and then coughing and then gurgling and the machine beeping. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's in the bathroom. So I jumped up and I ran in there and I go to take care of her, and she's sitting there, eating her food and just blah, 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 and letting it. I'm like, what is going on here? And I reached around and I grabbed the suction machine and I suctioned it. What she was doing is she's got a trach mask that this hose goes to for moisture, and this mask covers her trach. Well, when she coughs out and there's fluid in there, if it fills up that mask, she breathes back in and it sucks in the fluid. So she coughs and she sucks in and she coughs and she's stressing like anybody would. And the nurse is just sitting there eating. This really pissed me off. I'm like, you can't be like, this is simple to take care of her. Get up and suction her, and she won't go through that stress. I don't know. So now we're at the point where we can't take it no more, and all the other nurses are mad at her, and it's time that we have to
Move on.
Move on. Good word, thank you, Jerry. I hate it because she does 3 12-hour shifts, and it's going to be hard to find a replacement for her. So, and every time we change nurses, it's a complete disaster all the time until we find somebody that's good. But that's what's going to happen because she is not coming around. She is not, I don't know. I don't like talking bad about people, but I've tried for, I'd say, a year now to get her to come to terms with, this is your job. And you know what kills me? She's the only RN we got, the one that's got the most credentials. She is the highest paid nurse we got, and she is the worst nurse we have. It kills me. So, oh my God, can you read that one?
No,
You can't read that?
I can read it. I'm not going to.
Right, but you see that? That's hilarious. Unbelievable. Okay, so other than that, but and she's coming for this weekend. She's going to be here for 12 hours Saturday, 12 hours Sunday. So it's going to. I hope she don't see this video broadcast. She don't usually watch us, so I don't think she will. But all right. So other than that, Tracy's doing really well. She's doing good. It's just I have to watch the nurse that's here and keep watching her. Like every hour, I have to come in and check on Tracy, and then tell this nurse what to do. And that's some BS because she is the only RN we got, which is supposed to be smarter than all the other nurses, and the other 3 nurses are LPNs. Okay, and the RN, the registered nurse, is supposed to know more. Well, she does have more credentials. She is paid the most, and she does the worst job here. It's terrible. But we're going to see. I've talked to Maxim many times before about replacing her, and it's just now with the other nurses getting so mad because when you're a nurse, you get invested in your patient, and they care about her. And if you're a good nurse, you care, and it's easy to take care of Tracy. It is. It's really easy if you care. You don't want her wet. You don't want her, to miss her lunch. You don't want, because you care. You don't want her, having a sore or having a rash because that's going to put you in pain. When the other nurses are here, Tracy looks so calm and so just like laying there, like comfortable. And that's the best that we can do is provide her comfort, right? And that's not what this nurse is providing. She's not providing comfort. She's doing her time is what she's doing. And doing as little as she can possibly do. So we've talked to Maxim many times about finding somebody else, and they keep telling us they can't find nobody else to take them hours, blah blah blah. So we're stuck at this point. But that's what's going to need to be done. We have to step up and I have to go and take on the hours and just let her go. So I can't. Rich, fire her.
Yeah, there've been a whole bunch of those.
I wish it was that easy. I mean, I've been trying, and now I'm at the point where, I try and believe in the good in people. I try and, okay, she's not doing it on purpose. She needs to learn, and I try and teach her. I don't know. So, Bambi, love you, girl. And Zach says there's a passion to it. I understand what you're saying. It is a passion because Latrice comes in and she's like, "Oh, how's my little Tracy Bear doing?" And she got mad when she saw scratches on her. How'd she get this scratch on her chin? How'd she get this scratch on her arm? And I'm like, I handed her off to the night nurse and that other nurse, and she was fine. She was comfortable. I just changed her. I would have seen these if they were there. I just changed her and blah, blah, blah. So, it's at the point now to where it is for Tracy's better health that I take on the hours and do it myself on top of what I do now. I mean, I was trying so hard to teach her and help her become a better nurse, but it's evident now that it's not going to happen. So, even Harley Gem says, for Tracy's safety and well-being, please fire her. And, it looks like that's what we're going to have to do. So, Dale Max says, sounds like she has checked out. You can't teach someone who is unwilling to learn. Zach says, she who must not be named. No, she hasn't done nothing like on purpose against us. Them are the people that will not be named here. But she's just not a very good nurse. If she had some caring about her, she would do better. And that's all there is to it. She spends the time here, but she just don't care. Doom Pie says, Big Rich was wondering, does Tracy listen to and react to music? You know what? When her favorite song comes on, I have the stereo on at all times, but the volume's all the way down. So if I want to, I can walk over and turn up the volume. So like her favorite song in the world was the song that we went to this concert, the Eagles, and I got in a fight afterwards because some guy was beating up a girl, and Tracy's like, "Get him, Rich!" And I ran over there and I just waylaid him, just mutilated this guy. And then a carload of guys come up and they're all trying to, attack me and this and that. And I took them all down. I uppercut one, kicked another, elbowed this one, and next thing I know, there's 4 guys sitting on the ground, and the crowd went wild. I mean, you would not believe the crowd at a concert of these people. They were like, "Holy shit! Look at this guy!" And they parted the ways. They let us get in our car and started up. And I was driving my '79 Camaro with the 454 at the time, so no hood, all chrome motor, and we started up. And people just spread out. They blocked traffic in the track, and they were all just clapping and hooping and hollering. It was great. We went home, and we made Josh that night. That's the night Josh was conceived. It was a great night. Tracy loved that concert. So the Eagles, Hotel California, is her absolute favorite song ever. The unplugged acoustic version, and it's amazing. So, every time it comes on, I'll go over to the stereo and I'll turn it up, and I'll sit there and I try and sing along with her. I'm not a very good singer, but I'll try and sing along and take her hand and sway it, and I try and get her into it and this and that. But yeah, whenever we can, we let her listen to music that she likes.
I think the Eagles specialized in music to bounce by.
Bounce? Is that what you're calling it?
You gotta have that one in your car at all times. That's the music to bounce by.
Yeah. J Rod says, "What's up, Jerry and Rich? That's totally BS that the nurse is doing to Tracy. I hope everything goes well. It'll come in time. I mean, I've tried, and now I'm at my wit's end. I can't do nothing no more, about it. So she's not learning. She's not doing her job. There's nothing I can do. So I have to move on to the next step." Sue Ann says, "Yeah, my mom was a hospice nurse, but the best by any means. Some people just aren't meant to care for people." Yeah, she's doing her job, the very least. Basically, you show up, you do your job, you leave. That's what she does. She don't care. And
It's
the caring
neglectful.
is what?
It's neglectful.
I guess it is. The caring is what helps, take care of her in this situation. Candace says, "Why does that story not surprise me in the least?" That is a great song. Anthony Lazama says, "I took care of my mom with my sister's help, my dad and brother until they died. Rare to find someone to care for your family members." It is. I mean, her whole family, I offered to bite the bullet. I put out the what do you call that? The leaf, I put out the
Olive branch.
olive branch, thank you. And tried. And all they could do was call here and get mad that they hated me because I took, this is a long story, but I took Tracy away from them basically. And I didn't try to, I didn't mean to. I didn't know that Tracy was lying to me. I didn't know that Tracy was lying to them. Tracy wanted me and she wanted to move in with me. So she did everything she could to move in with me. All I could take was what Tracy was saying, that her parents threw her out. "Oh, you can move in with me. We're dating. Move in with me. It's fine. Love you." And I found out on her 21st birthday that, her parents weren't around. Her sisters weren't around. She come from, like 3 brothers and a couple sisters. And they don't visit. They don't come over. They don't nothing. And I don't understand why. Well, they all hate me. And I didn't know this. So Tracy, I guess had told them that, you know, I love my boyfriend, I'm moving in with him, and they're like, no, he's going to ruin your life, you know, blah, 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 don't move out, don't do this, don't do that. And she did anyway, but then she told me that she got thrown out. So I let her live with me. I'm doing the right thing. You know, she told me she was 18, she's living with me, everything's fine. And then I threw her 21st birthday after she lived with me. Now it's 3 years, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I throw her 21st birthday party. You know, I'm thinking the best thing I can do, I'm going to try and fix whatever's wrong with her and her family. You know, I'm going to go to her parents' house and I'm going to please show up for this. Well, I show up there and I'm like, can you please show up for her birthday party? She wants to talk to you guys. She wants to she don't understand why you guys are not around. And her parents were just like, they yelled at me like, if we buy her a gift, then you know, it'll be for you and her, not just her. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and they were mad and angry and taking this out on me. And I'm like, geez, these people are assholes. You know, I don't even understand what's going on. I didn't know Tracy was lying at this point. So I'm like, just please show up. And nobody showed up except her sister. Her one sister showed up. And she comes over and she's hanging out. And, you know, she hugged her sister and everything's fine. And then I come out with a cake with a 2 and a 1 on it, on fire. And she stops me. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, duh, I'm bringing out her birthday cake, you know. She goes, yeah, but it says 21 on it. I'm like, duh. She's like, no, she's turning 18 today. So here I had been with Tracy since she'd been 15, lying to me. I had no clue. And now it makes much more understanding why her parents hated me, because I'm just a local idiot that took her from her family. I didn't know that Tracy was lying to her and lying to them, telling them all this stuff. You know, all I know is that all this time goes by, Tracy wanted what she wanted and she got what she wanted and she's been with me since. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame her for that. I mean, I yelled at her that day for it because I could have went to jail. I was like 24, you know, and she was turning 21. No, she's turning 18. So I've been with you since you were 15? Are you serious? I was so, but anyways. And so, yeah, it wasn't that great of a birthday party. And, you know, my idea of getting her together with her family didn't work. So, you know, now that Tracy has gone out like this, I put out the olive branch and, you know, all of her family. And you know, I get a call from her sister, and then all she wants to do is yell at me for how I stole, you know, Tracy from their family. I didn't do that. I love Tracy. Tracy takes good care of me. Tracy was there for me. I raised, you know, 3 boys I had 2 with Tracy. And, you know, I don't know. The point is, I'm the only one here taking care of her. Her own family won't. So they don't care. Because if they cared, they'd be here. That's what I said. Simple caring. If somebody cares, they will take care of you. That's it. Simple caring. Just like any one of your kids. That's how I see Tracy. I will give her the best care that I can give her because I love her. You know, whether or not we were divorced or not doesn't matter. If I didn't take care of her, she'd be in the nursing homes, and you know what she went through in the nursing homes. She got that big sore. She got transferred to what's that place? The nursing home, Avon Place. She got transferred to there, and then in 10 days that she was there, she lost 10 pounds. Now, mind you, she was only 101 pounds when she got transferred there. She got transferred there. She loses 10 pounds in 10 days. Now, how does that happen on a skinny little girl that is only 5 foot tall, 101 pounds to begin with? How does that person lose 10 pounds in 10 days? By absolutely not feeding her. Absolutely. And then, you know, I don't even know, because COVID was involved, I'm not allowed to visit her. So I'm just having to take these people's word for it. You know, this and that, Tracy's doing fine. And then 10 days later, I get a message from Cleveland Clinic in Avon that Tracy got transferred to her for being septic. And, you know, she might die, all this other stuff. She has a wound on her back, this big around, right above her butt crack on the, I forget the name of it. It's the tailbone, but they have a name for that. But anyways, it was this big around, and it was black necrotic skin and about 1.5 inches thick, where the skin had swelled up and it turned black. Where they did not move her for 10 days. They did not feed her for 10 days. They did not change her for 10 days. They just left her in this spare room and just left her, you know? So I was so pissed about this. I was up there at the hospital and I was seeing her, and she looked like a bag of bones. I saw her skeleton. I saw her arms were like half as skinny as they normally are, and they were just a bone with flappy skin. There was no fat, there was no structure, there was no muscle. It was all eaten away. She was a bag of bones, and it was horrid. She looked like a skeleton with skin on it. I looked at her, I'm like, oh, what the hell? You know, I started going off in the hospital, and I knew it wasn't the hospital's fault. People came in, calming me down, this and that, but it was horrible. I've never seen Tracy look like that in my life. Even when she died, and I did all that CPR and stuff, and the medics brought her back, she did not look like this. You know, it was amazing. It was amazing how bad this one person can look that these people did. So I don't trust nursing homes. Then we had more problems at another nursing home. That's why I fought so hard for her to get here. And you know what? In 4 years that she's been here, I've gone without a lot of sleep. But she has not had one bed sore. She has not had anything other than a broken finger that one of the nurses gave her and says she don't know how. Because she's like, Rich, I think I need to tell you, I heard a pop on her hand. I don't know what happened. Maybe she just cracked a knuckle. But the next day, her whole hand swelled up, and it was purple and yellow, where this knuckle is right here, where it connects to the hand. The finger connects to the hand. It was all purple and swollen up. And so we had an x-ray, and there was a fracture. So she bent her finger back too far somehow. That's the same nurse that we're talking about getting rid of.
I think we need to take a leak on that one.
A leak? It's to you. Drink up, guys. You guys get me talking about the most absurd things. It's unbelievable. But I'm passionate, so I'm sorry.
Time to move on.
So anyways, that's why I fought so hard to get her home. And, there's a whole nother story in that. Somebody had said that, Tracy's husband was here taking care of her. So it got back to CareSource. Well, CareSource sent us a letter that she was kicked off of her thing. So all the time I'm talking to them about getting her to come home, they were like, no, absolutely not. You can't take care of her. She's in a place where there's, people with experience that know how to take care of her, that can take care of her, and she's going to stay here. Well, they called me that day and said, we were thinking about what you said. And maybe it is better for Tracy to be around her loved ones and around home. Like, I didn't receive the letter today stating that she's no longer got insurance. I can see right through you people. So then I went up, and they said if I put on a gown, I put on a face mask, I wore gloves, and then wore a mask on top of that, I could come up and go through training. Training was 12 hours. Well, I showed up, and I passed everything. I changed the trach, I changed the diapers, I changed her feeding peg, the Mickey button. I cleaned her, I suctioned her out, I did everything. 2 or 3 times in a row. After I change her, I have to change her again. Right? This don't make sense. I'm like, you guys are retarded, This don't make sense. But I did their thing, and I passed. And they said no other male has ever passed their test in 12 hours. They always had to come back 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times. That they've had a couple females that have passed in the first 12 hours, but never a male. And I passed. So they scheduled, Tracy's coming home on the 6th. On the 5th, I get a letter from CareSource because I've been fighting with them. I had to show them our divorce papers, that I'm not married to her, and this and that. So on the 5th, I get a message from CareSource that she's back on, fully instated, blah, 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 insurance is there. I get a call that night from the nursing home. And they're like, we thought about it, and we decided that it's better for Tracy to stay here. She'll get better care, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I told them, I'm like, oh, hell no. I passed your thing. I followed all your rules. I did everything. I will show up with the cops. And if you do not release them to me, I will press charges. And, you know, I went there the next day and they did release her to me, but they tried their best to keep her there. And you know what? She's been home 4 years, not one bed sore, not nothing. The only thing that has happened is a broken finger from a nurse. And we're going to rectify that now. So there you go. I have no more to say about that subject. It is over with. You guys
That's
give me.
all I have to say.
That's
about
all I
that.
have to say about that. I do feel like Forrest Gump telling stories. And Jesus Christ.
Sue Ann, member for 50 months. She's a red tail.
Oh. And what she says is, fire the nurse, Team Tracy. Well, Sue Ann's been here enough. She cares. She's a good person. She's a great cook, and she's a good husband to his wife.
She got,
You didn't catch that.
even the computer thinks so.
Well, I just mean that because Sue Ann kind of wears the pants in the family. So,
Right, that's your opinion.
oh no, that's everyone's opinion. Me and her husband get along great.
Lorenz used the secret word. Nick.
Aggressive fish lover says, "How's Jerry's cooking?" I don't know. I don't eat it. I don't eat nothing he cooks. I don't do anything like that. I have this big fetish about germs in the kitchen. Okay, so when I see Jerry cooking and he's got this big, huge, bushy, beard and his hair's hanging down and he's looking over it and he's stirring it, I'm just like, oh, there's hairs in the food. I won't eat nothing he cooks, and I'm not meaning that as something bad. It's my problem. It's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And I sit across the table and go,
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
You're lost, brother. Oh,
Oh, Jem says, I buy the boxes that tell me what they are. I don't know what that means, but okay. Gracie and Gaggle says, I wear the pants in my family, and it depends.
aggressive fish lovers.
Bell Moore says, God bless you, Big Rich. Aggressive Fish Lover says, a box of hair nets on the way. Ah, that's funny. Sabrina says, that's still not nice. Are you talking about Jerry or the other thing I said about
Who knows?
the Sue Ann thing? That's what I said.
Right.
And it don't matter if it's nice or not. I'm not putting him down. His food could be great. I have this fear, something to do with food. I think it was my stepmother. She wouldn't let us kids in the kitchen. And, if we sneezed in the kitchen, she'd throw away all the food and start over again. It's just like, whoa, okay. You guys always see me as not nice, but I'm very honest and upfront. So you want me to be nice and fake and lie and, be sweet and nice? I can do that. Or you can just deal with it and I am me and you will hear the exact facts for me, the truth, Oh, Jesus Christ, it jumped. Sabrina says it's geriatric abuse. I'm not.
That's cold.
That's cold. Just because I won't eat your cooking, or I won't let you in the kitchen when I'm cooking, type thing. Does that bother you?
No.
You know the reason.
A little bit sometimes because I do enjoy your cooking.
Right. And I've got long hair.
And I've never found hair in the food.
Right. You don't have that fetish.
No,
I grew up with.
fine.
You know what I'm saying? I have that fetish. So if someone else touches a sandwich or something, I won't eat it. If someone else, sneezes in the room, I won't eat it. It's just like, no, thank you, appreciate it. If someone else reaches in and grabs my hamburger off the grill and puts it on my plate, I won't eat it. I'm sorry. That's just it's deep, dark psyche things, you know, from when I was young. Demo says your hair is even longer than Jerry's, Big Rich. I know. I know. I don't say it's right. I don't say it's just the one fetish I have. My food, it has to be like, you know, germ free or I won't eat it.
Harley Jem says box of chocolates. I tell you, people, you can keep the hair nuts, send the box of chocolates.
Right. Ashley says, my husband wears the pants in our family, but I tell him what to wear and when to put them on.
But then she puts them on for him, so that's not so bad.
That is hilarious. Bill Lynch says, Jerry, have you ever found a mullet hair in your food?
No, not that I've noticed.
I try and keep my hair
But,
tied up.
It's disgusting to find hair in your food, even if it's your own.
Right. But see, my hair's behind me.
I understand.
His hair's all up front, you know? Like Jack Black. His got the same beard going on, the same big bushy beard.
Oh, not quite. We do it like this.
Oh, Jack Black can't do that. That's longer than I thought it was, Jerry. Holy shit. You're not allowed in the kitchen when I'm cooking now.
Oh, I had it all the way down to here before I had cancer.
Did you?
Yeah. Man, every other time I look down here, I'm on a commercial. I'm sorry, people. Seems
Ginger
like
one
there's
two
no
three.
Abundance tonight.
Yeah, Ginger 123, Bernie, you're absolutely out of line. Let me tell you why. It's not nice talking about the nurse like you did. You're supposed to bring it to her attention in private. How long has this been going on? Like a year and a half now?
Been done. The only reason she's still here is because Rich has got too big a heart sometimes.
There you go. It's now past the point to where I can give her excuses. I was telling her work that wanted to fire her from here that I will work with her. I will try and get her to, you know, come up to par, you know. So Ginger, I'm sorry, but you're way out of line with that.
Yeah, that's okay. She just doesn't understand.
She just doesn't understand, right?
Yeah, it's not you're only good with the information you got.
Doompie says, how are all the OFR fish doing at the Legacy? Everybody's doing good except for Charlie's got something wrong with him. So they took him into the back and put him into a big 1,000-gallon aquarium that they're keeping him by himself and treating him. So he's not out in display right now. But they're all doing good. And even Charlie's doing good.
To the best of our knowledge. We're not there.
What was that about?
I have no idea.
Harley Jones says, honest and upfront is much better. Thank you. Juice Junkie says, Jerry, what the hell are you doing? I don't know. You sitting here doing the live stream with me?
I don't know. I was playing with my beard or something.
I don't know. Ashley Smith says, I have that same fear of eating other people's food as well. People act like I'm stuck up when I turn down food, but I've seen too many hoarding videos just to eat anything. Yeah, like when somebody brings you food from like a neighbor or something to bring you food, that don't happen here much, but I mean, if it does, you're kind of worried about it. You know, I get that. I understand that. It's a fear. It's deep setted in your mind. Aggressive Fish Lover says, we prefer you not to be fake and stay the way you are. Aw, thank you. Appreciate it.
I tell you what, when I was with the band, Straight Arrow Blues Band, right, traveling with them as a roadie, we had our rhythm guitarist wouldn't eat anywhere except McDonald's, and the bassist had a fear of garbage. And I mean, he eats something somebody cooked, but he's not eating that stuff that them kids been playing with in the kitchen of McDonald's.
Right.
And he would not eat there, and the other guy wouldn't eat nowhere else.
Oh, no. That makes it kind of rough.
Oh, we used to drop sleeves off at McDonald's and go eat someplace else ourselves.
Bambi McCluskey says, yep, that's it. I grew up in a museum, just now able to deal with some mess and unclean spaces. You know, we all have our demons we deal with, you know what I'm saying?
What's the matter
Harley
with
Jem says he's been trying for almost a year with that nurse. Thank you, Harley. I appreciate that. I have been. I've been trying. And she's not getting no better. And I have to give up the fight. I think I can fix anything. I think I can fix anybody. I can teach anybody. I can, it's just, I have to give up the fight at some point. Aggressive fish lovers, not going to answer that question. Dale Mag says, did you manage to get the dog bone stand in the pool, or is that tomorrow's job? That is tomorrow's job. Sabrina says, I am the same way. I get squeamish just thinking about something when I eat. Yeah. That's basically why I took over cooking. I wash my hands. I'll wash my hands 20 times while I'm cooking. Then I see other people, they don't wash their hands. They're grabbing an onion out of the cabinet, they're putting it on here, they're starting to cut it up, and I'm like, you didn't wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? Your beard is over the. I just can't eat. And it's actually, it'd be better if I didn't feel that way. I'd have so much less stress. But that's stress going on in my mind. And then I'll handle I'll take the chicken and put it in the counter, and I'll cut it all up, and I'll wash my hands, and I'll come back and I'll pick up. This is what kills me. I laugh at myself all the time for this. I take the chicken out of the package and I'll set it on the cutting board. I'll cut it up and get it all ready. Then I'll wash my hands, and then I'll come back and I'll pick up the package the chicken was in and put it in the garbage, and then I'll have to wash my hands again. I'm like, dang it, I should have known better, And so I know that my food is always clean and good, and I always try and just put my hair in a ponytail. My front hair, it's not long, it's not there. I don't have all this bushiness, so I'm not worried about that. And I don't know. Linda Moose says, I never participated in potlucks because of that. Okay.
Oh, I love potlucks. People get obsessive about their food, and they bring their best goodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like potlucks.
Doompie says, that is good to hear, Big Rich. Now, awesome was the video of all the fish going to the legacy. Hope Charlie's doing better soon. He deserves to tell a story for a few more years. Yeah, but you remember, Charlie's at the end of his lifespan. I mean, we were actually yelled at for even thinking about moving Charlie again because he's already past his lifespan expectancy. But, we do what we do, and we know how things are, and we moved him, and he's fine. Everything was good. He's a little bit sick now. He's still doing good. So they just got him confined, I'd say. Quarantined, maybe is a word. I don't know. Gracie in her gaggle says, oh, geez, it jumped. Holy sheesh. Oh, here it goes. I have the same fear about all food. You never know if things are tampered with in the factories or restaurants. They make us fear to eat. It's scary. Not unless you grow it yourselves. Bambi says, Harley, Ways mail the cookies, just not cheap containers. They can be dropped. Oh, my God. We went up.
Not that one again.
Yes, we got to tell the story.
Nah.
Yeah. We went up and we did 3 different pickups in Michigan, and we did a drop-off to a preacher in Michigan. We brought him I think it was a 125 or 150 gallon tank, a bunch of cichlids, a bunch of decorations, the stand, the tank, the light, the lid, everything. We set them all up, and it was going into his thing where he deals with kids and helps them deal with life and mentors them onwards. So we thought we were doing a great thing there, and then Bambi meets us, and there's me, Skylar, I forget who all else, but the moral of the story was Skylar was there. And then, Bambi she goes and she cooks us this thing. I think it was vegan cookies. Was it vegan? Am I right? And Skylar goes, oh, that's so great. And she grabs the thing, and Bambi lets go, and Skylar drops them to the ground. I mean, her cookies hit and splattered all over the gravel. So I grab the pan and pick it up, and Skylar's picking up the other cookies. And she's like, I'm so sorry, Bambi. And she starts eating the cookies off the gravel. I'm like, oh, my God. There is no fixing what you just did. You know what I'm saying? This woman worked hard for hours. They were great cookies. I ate the shit out of them. You know, they were great cookies. I didn't eat no gravel cookies, but I ate them. And that's what she's referring to.
Can I tell the other side of the story?
Sure.
This is when Rich found out that they sold hard liquor in the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he bought
Hallelujah.
He bought a bottle of vodka at a gas
At a gas
station.
station.
On the way there, let me finish. And by the time they got there, it was pretty much gone. And Skylar was still drinking back then.
Mhm.
So she's
Yep. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
his eyes got this big. They sell alcohol in the gas
I
station.
can't believe it. I've grown up here and in Florida, and there neither place sells alcohol other than state liquor stores, right? And you have to search for them. You have to find them and go to them. And then I'm driving through Michigan, and I stop at a gas station, and they have a bunch of alcohol there. And I'm like, oh, that's all, 40%, 30% alcohol. They're like, no, this is 80 proof. Like, get the hell out of here. How can you sell that here at a gas station? It's illegal here. I'm like, are you shitting me? So I bought a thing of grape juice, and I bought a thing of vanilla. My Burnett's that had been discontinued in Ohio was for sale there. I bought a thing of Burnett's, and I bought my grape juice, and I had me a drink, and I met Bambi. By the time I met Bambi, first time I met her too, I was 3 sheets to the wind. Hi, yeah, Joanne. I think I picked her up and hugged her and picked her up off the ground. I actually held her like this at one point. We had such a good time, though. Unbelievable. Our Jem says she got too excited thinking about free cookies. Leaf, drink up. Bill Lynch says, Big Rich, we have a green screen and no fish background. Okay. Bill, love you, bro. You're a good dude, and you've always been there, and you've always talked to me, but I'm going to tell you.
You're not blind or deaf.
Yeah, you're like a girl in this situation. Let me tell you this, why. Because, okay, there you had Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Everything was perfect. Adam says to Eve, look, we have everything we want. We want anything, it just shows up. We have everything we need. We have everything we ever wanted. It's just amazing here, ain't it? And Eve comes back and says, yeah, it's just not enough, isn't it? So this is how women are to men, and this is how, things got ruined in the Garden of Eden. And now, Bill, you're kind of like that at the moment, buddy.
He has no idea what we had to go through to get this.
Right. We started this live stream, and there was no sound. There was no video. See, a couple days ago, we had a car hit a pole out on Shermer here, and our electric went out for like 3.5 hours. And I had generator on Tracy. I had doing all this stuff, and now I'm having to worry about the fish because it's been like 2.5 hours. I was like getting worried about the fish. So Josh comes over and he starts a big generator. We get the air thing going. We got the pump going. The fish are okay. Now Tracy's the generator's running out. I got to get the second one on there. It's one of them electric, generator type things. All in one. You take it and you plug in things to it. Well, it runs dead. So I did the first one, and then it ran dead, and then the second one. And then all of a sudden our power got back on. But when our power came back on, it came on like and it was like on, off, on, off, on, off. Well, a few of our pumps out in the fish room fried themselves. They are absolutely will not work no more from them. So we had to replace them pumps. And then, the week goes by, I come in here, I turn on the computer, I start everything up, and then all of a sudden our camera won't work. I can have the background or I can have us. And if I had us, I'd have no volume. I had to go through, and I did so many different things just to keep this live stream on. It was amazing. It was just unreal. I tried so many different ways, and I said, screw it. I got the camera working with volume with the green screen. I can't get the background working. I need to restart the computer again, and I can't do that during a live stream. So this is where we're at, and you come in to try and tell me. Thank you, Bill.
Getting chewed on now.
He's he's a good guy. He offered to give us like a bus that he had or something, you know.
Who's this? This Bill Lynch?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. No, I wasn't saying about him.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching that down here too, so
Oh, gotcha.
I'm kind
So
of.
now he offered, you know, he has a camper or a trailer or a something he offered to us, and you know, we didn't end up needing it or nothing like that, but I appreciated it, and you know, he's willing to, you know, and he's been in contact with me ever since. You know, he's a good guy. Sue-Ann says, but you eat takeout, right? Stop it, Sue-Ann. Yeah. Okay, that's like, okay, here's the difference. I won't eat any meat that I saw my father cut up, take the skin off, the fur off. I won't eat that. But I'll eat meat at the grocery store that says, meat, you know, beef, you know, steak, whatever. As long as I didn't see it killed, I didn't see it made, I didn't see fur on it, I didn't see a face on it that said, "Aw, feed me." You know what I'm saying? So yes, Sue-Ann, I do eat takeout. Sorry. Sabrina says, "Bill, don't poke the bear." Bambi says, knowing the science of it all helps me be gracious. Thank you for washing your hands. Still very necessary. Yes.
We're still way far back.
Am I way far back? Ashley Smith says, Sue-Ann, I got what Rich is saying because I'm legit same way, but yet I'll go to McDonald's and grub down. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a difference.
The staff.
You don't badmouth the staff.
No,
You
but I've
just take
seen
it.
people scream at them and then accept their food. After
Oh yeah, you don't never scream at a server and then accept the food. No. That's a big no. Are you dumb? Sue-Ann says, actually, it's a mind over matter thing. If you don't mind, it don't matter. I love that.
That's the way it works.
Jerry looks like he's seen a ghost. Is he all right? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah, aggressive fish lover, he just makes those comments once in a while.
Aggressive fish lovers pulls out the preacher I gave the tank to, Rick Ferguson, great guy, and was big in the hobby for a while. Yes, he was. He had to get rid of all of his tanks. That's why I felt so bad for him. He had to get rid of all of his tanks to go to this new system. This church and this house that he was at, for some reason it closed down or something. I don't know what the reasons are, but he had to find a new congregation, and he found a new church. And then they gave him a preacher's place to stay at, and he had no tanks. He had to get rid of all of his tanks. So that's why I donated him a tank because, hey, you're a fish guy. I know what you're feeling like. So I donated him that big tank. Harley Jim says the green screen makes them look super white. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Makes them stutter too.
Yeah, it makes me stutter too. Here, there's a leak somewhere.
Yeah, there it is.
Bambi McCluskey finally says, "Oh, I made the oatmeal cookies better. We'll have to bring some when I can, as soon as I can." Vegan, yes. I tell you what, you couldn't tell her cookies were vegan at all. Here, let me go and adjust this screen a little bit. Let me go in here.
Oh, you're not gonna play with that again.
No, I'm just going to adjust the screen like this. Let people see you a little bit bigger. There we are. Okay, now let me go in and try.
They make a difference. They're on a commercial right now.
Are they? Now I can go into configure video. See, these are the things that make the difference here. The white balance, the brightness we can turn down a little bit, and that helps out. Go over here.
Got him playing with the screen again, folks. We're in trouble.
It's all good. That should be better for you guys. There we are. There we go. Okay, let me see this here now.
You're not nice where you were.
Bambi says they were fine. It was only a few seconds they were on the ground. Skylar was she was so morbidly like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She reached out and she had to make a thing that she picked them up off the ground and ate them and said they were good. That was the greatest. I still cannot get that out of my memory. If the food is dry, you can brush it off. Yep. It was nothing sticky. They were just good. No, I'm telling you, Bambi's chocolate chip cookies, I could not tell the difference between vegan and regular cookies. They were the right consistency to where they were still soft and they were cold. They weren't like warm. They were cold and they were soft and they just pulled apart. They were so good. I mean, I made sure that hardly anyone else got any chocolate chip cookies on the ride home. I don't know what that means, aggressive fish lover. Bambi still says you had something big in your pocket that day? Okay.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to get, yeah, you get some feedback from that Adam and Eve joke.
I finally got some.
Yeah, Ashley said she'd feel profiled.
Oh.
Somebody else said it was sexist.
You can contact your power company about the surge. They may replace the stuff that blew up. They just went through 2 months ago. They also wrote me a check for the food that went back. Really? I didn't know that. Harley Jim says, when the power goes out, unplug everything and it'll go around plugging back in. Okay.
You
That
try
would have
that
saved
out
it.
there.
Yeah, that's yeah.
The only thing you can do is maybe throw a whole circuit breaker, and that doesn't stop the surge. When you throw the circuit breaker, the
Bambi says, Skylar, I love you. Bob says, is Skylar in the chat? I don't think so. Bambi says, I just had to yell at cuz. All right, we're caught up. Unbelievable. We caught up. That's crazy. It feels like there's a leak somewhere, Jerry. Skylar actually came by here. I haven't seen her in 3 weeks. She actually came by here the other night. So she's still coming by, but you know, she's busy. She's got her new job and all that stuff. So
Art Mason.
Brad Isaac says 170 watching and 70 likes. There's the leak.
Yeah.
Drink up, guys. He said leak. So Bambi says that Dorado is massive.
Yeah, somebody in the comments from the video asked, what was that orange tail fish at such and such a number?
Oh, that was,
You have
yeah,
to
the
call
Dorado.
Yeah, and he's just about ready to go into the monster pond.
Harley said Skylar was here in the beginning. I didn't see her.
Didn't either.
Sue Ann says, oh no, empty cup leak. Here you go. I filled it. Glenn Holzer says, do you still have the Abbott? Yes, of course we do. And we're caught up again. Unbelievable. We're doing good this time. We're like doing it.
Well, the trouble is when you're playing around and it jumps on you, then you go back twice as far as you were.
No, I only go back to what the last thing I read.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a hard thing to find.
It's missed.
Geez, I take my glasses off and I look like, how the hell was I driving like this before? That's crazy. Put my glasses back on. I'm like, oh, there I am. Pistol Pete says, hello, Big Rich and Reaper.
No, I'm the crypt keeper.
That's Jerry, the crypt keeper. That's funny. Oh. When Scott White says, when does Aquascape come out? They were supposed to come out the first week of August. I'm sorry, April. And then it got canceled because Camp Kenan, Greg Woodstock was bringing out a fly river turtle that he just didn't have room for. And he was bringing it out and donating it to us. So he was coming out for that purpose. And then while he's there, let's go ahead and fix things around there. Well, Camp Kenan called and said that turtle's part of, some sort of this program and that, and you can't give it to them. So Greg had no reason to come out again. So he scheduled a more timely effort. And he said at the end of April, the last week of April, we'll be out there. So he's coming out in like another week and a half now, 2 weeks, something like that. Depth charge. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry saying your wife wears the pants in the family or is the husband. I'm sorry, buddy. You don't mean you were cool, right? Love you. Depth charge says, can't wait to see the dog bone in the pool. You know what? That's getting close. What we got to do now is we have to take away all the rocks because the poles have to go up to the wall. So we have to take away all the rocks that are there, which we were going to rebuild anyway. And now we're going to rebuild them with holes in between. When you stack them, like little holes the size of your fist, that the little fish can swim in, but the big fish can't, and leave it like 2 foot out from the wall, a whole wall of rocks. So now the cichlids will have like a condominium back there, a breeding ground, someplace where they're safe.
Oh.
And, so it's going to come out 2 foot. Well, the tank comes out 4 foot. So we're going to have the tank sitting on top of there. But before we do the tank, now the stand will be there. We can pick up the tank, and here's what we got to do. We have to flip it upside down. Now, under the tank is the plastic rim all the way around, and then they had 1/2 inch of plywood going all the way across everything to that lip on each side. Well, that was holding up, the inside of the tank is just plastic, like a PVC type plastic, and it's like, maybe an 1/8 inch thick. That won't hold no weight. Well, the wood had to hold the weight. The problem is, with all the leaks it had, that wood got saturated. So it's rotted. So we have to take the tank, flip it upside down, set it on that stand where it's going to go, get out all the old wood, take it out of there. We're going to fill it in with 1/4 inch PVC sheets. We're going to cut it to fit, and then we're going to glue the second sheet to it. So 2 1/4 inches is going to be a 1/2 inch. But it'll be PVC. No matter how much leaking goes, it'll never rot. And it'll still support because the stand has every foot is a support. So we need that, support to go in between. So once we put the PVC in there, you can buy sheets of it, of 1/4 inch thick PVC for about $100. We're going to need like 4, maybe 5 sheets. And we'll get that in there. And then it'll never, ever worry about it support problems again. It'll be on the stand. The PVC will take up the difference, and it'll be good. So if any leaks come out now, we don't have to worry about it because it ain't going to get the wood wet. It ain't going to rot the wood. It ain't going to none of that. And it'll just drip back into the pool. So we're getting the water from the pool, and it's going to overflow out to the pool. And if it leaks to the pool. It's all good. So, it's a win-win-win situation and saving a tank that is basically unsavable at this point. We have fixed it so many times that now we have a way to keep it around and have a good use for it. You'll have Hubert in there, and then the Adonis Pleco, which are 2 different types. You touch Hubert and he feels like leather. You touch the Adonis Pleco and you feel all the spikes sticking up, And then if we have like let's say a stingray in there, we're going to have to put a cork on his tail so that he can't, grab nobody. But, the kids and adults, everybody can reach in and pet every fish in there, the 3 fish.
I can't believe the man's talking about corking a stingray.
Well, you have to, because what if a kid reaches in and pokes too hard?
I know.
The stingray will defend itself. It's a defensive move, and they will stab,
Yeah.
So if you put a cork in it, if that happens, nobody gets hurt. But every month, you have to watch and see if that stingray still got a cork on his. Because if it's missing, he left that spike out, and a new one's coming.
I just want to put the archer fish in there so we can have a shooting range.
Tracy's beeping. I'll be right back.
All right.
She actually stopped beeping, so that was her finger thing.
Okay.
Whenever she coughs,
So yeah, I know her finger.
she tightens up and her finger thing gets moved, and it makes it beep for a second. I mean, if she's coughing and she's low on oxygen, it'll continuously beep nonstop.
Yeah.
So I read these machines now.
You don't need to go back.
Okay, we're caught up. Zach says, hell yeah, he actually referred to him as the crypt keeper, himself as a crypt keeper. Finally embraces it, the crypt keeper. Okay. Sugar Bear says, when's the spring sale? Coming up soon. Oh, Bill Lynch says, Rich, how's your face? It looks better now. How are you feeling? I can still feel a difference in it. You know, I have to look this way to you guys. You know, if I look straight ahead, I'm looking over this way. So I have to look at you guys. But I feel a difference on this side right here. When I drink through a straw, I feel that one side of my mouth isn't keeping up with the other side. But other than that, people can't really tell no more. It's coming back more and more each week. So thanks for asking about that. Bambi says, Jerry, I'm so happy you're here at OFR. All of us vibing in the same time and space. Pretty cool to think about.
Thank you.
You never met Bambi, did you?
I don't believe so.
She's a sweetheart. Cichlids will thrive no matter what. Ain't that the truth? Jens Carlson with that's the Bible right there. Sue Ann says, Bambi, I believe Jerry was sent to the OFR for a reason. Weren't you sent here to make sure that all the other people that was sent here, you know, either get along or get the hell out?
Seems to have worked that way. Basically, I was just sent here to give them something to edit.
Depth Charge says, it doesn't seem like they're having any trouble breeding. Depth Charge, they never had any trouble breeding.
No.
Jesus. They're everywhere. I mean, we put in that new sump, and that night we found 3 cichlids in it. Unbelievable. We just filled it up. Dave Pilkner, or how do you say that? Is that F.H. Piper? Dave Piper says, the boys are bugging me to come see you in June. Well, come on out. We never, you know, we love people coming out. Sue Ann says, just put a cork in it, Rich. I'll do that, Sue Ann. Thank you. Bill Lynch says, I thought the Placos eat the Fly River's skin. Yes, but if you remember, Hubert was in with the Adonis Placo. He's like, 34. I mean, he's huge. He's a huge thing. He never bothered the Fly River turtle. He never bothered Hubert. It was
if anything, the Fly River bothered him more.
It was the little Placos that are in that little 300 gallon that were all over his back, trying to eat off the leathery skin with the algae on it. You know what I'm saying? So they're the ones that bothered Hubert, and we had to move him, or not Hubert, but the baby. We had to move him out of there. So it's just a size. They're different at different sizes. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Ask Reaper about corking a stingray. Well, if Reaper would have known about corking a stingray, he'd have done it before he trapped that one in the corner, because, boy, he paid for 3 months on that one. Jens Carlson says, Crypt Keeper. Harley Jim says, if the turtles have a scratch already, or the fish have learned it for a while. Yeah, the Placos went up and started learning that they can get, the algae off his back and this and that. And once it started, you have to move them. You can't.
You have to watch the Plecos for that. Once they find out something's edible. I seen a Pleco take a great big chunk out of a discus one day just because he found out it was edible.
Yeah, they do some damage too. They incredible suction. And they go
Yeah.
do a deep hole, you know.
There's some teeth in there too.
Harley Gem says, if only turtles have a scratch. Oh, I already said
Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
you did that, yeah.
Shannon sounds like Shauna says, keep working your mouth muscles, Rich. That's what I do all the time. Don't you know? I run my mouth. Vasquez family, which they sent me a message today on, I don't know, Facebook or YouTube or something. I was one of the messages I answered today. Said that they sent us a gift and it'll be here like Thursday or something. So thank you guys for that. But they said, at least you don't go to worry about the dog bone, or you don't got to worry about the dog bone on that water change, right? It's going to be cool when it all comes together. Right, because we're going to have a pump down in there behind where the cichlids go, pumping water up to the dog bone and an overflow going back down in. And then if there's a leak, it'll just drip into the tank because the front of the stand is a 1/4 inch higher than the back of the stand. So anything that drips out anywhere will run back to the pool and drip out. And we don't care at that point. We don't have to fix it. We don't have to worry about none of it.
That's well planned, except for the part that I want to put in a fish ladder so the cichlids can go up in there. And
No cichlids allowed.
Yeah. Tell the kids if they can catch him, you can keep him. You can't catch them things.
Gracie in the gaggle says, I can't wait to meet everyone once I'm out of rehabilitation and I can walk again. I'd like to meet everyone. I don't live far from OFR. You're at Buckeye Lake. You're not far at all. You should have already been here. But yeah, get through with your rehabilitation. You do that first.
Jens Carlson calls them sump cichlids. Or sump chicklets. Yeah.
They're ready to go at any point. Okay. Doom Pie says the cichlids are going to explode without Brutus. He loved them things. You know what? Brutus is the only one I ever saw eating the cichlids. And that was only very rarely. You know, like when we don't feed him in time, he'll pick off a cichlid. And he got smart too. He got to waiting to where we were throwing in pellets every day, right? And all the cichlids would come and they'd eat pellets. Brutus would come over, instead of popping for the pellets anymore, he used to do that. He don't do it no more. He didn't do it no more. He started coming over, and then he'd go down like 3 foot. And then we'd throw the pellets in, and all the cichlids would come, and he'd pop on one of them and get a cichlid. I'm like, you sneaky SOB.
Oh, he'd actually go fishing. He'd come up and ask you for a fistful, and you drop it on his nose, and he doesn't pop. He just slowly sinks down and draws the cichlids in.
Yep.
He was actually fishing.
Sneaky.
Unfortunately, that's one of the catches to why he's gone. He started eating live food, and that pleco moved, and he took it.
And that pleco spread out. If anyone you know about plecos, once they spread their wings, they're locked in like iron.
Yeah.
You can't fold them wings up. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay.
No problem.
And you know, he spread his wings out because he was being swallowed. He was halfway down his gullet. And now, with his wings spread out, he was stuck in place. Bruce couldn't expel him or swallow him, and he basically suffocated and died. And then, you know, also killed the
I
pleco.
understand it's a what-if situation, but if Brutus hadn't started eating them live fish, he never would have went after that pleco.
Right. Jens Carlson says, Reaper nearly died of that stingray. No, he did not. It was a mere flesh wound. It was just a little scratch. It's no big deal. 3 months, okay? 3 months. Okay, maybe it's a little deal. But then, you know, he had to go back in for surgery. Okay, maybe it's a big deal. Okay.
He still has no feeling in part of his heel.
Kept getting worse, you know?
The
It was
fixes are
horrible.
very different.
Oh, Harley Gem says, try drinking through a straw. Pursing your lips will help strengthen your cheek muscles.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not that my cheek muscles were, you know, weakened. It was that the nerve that moves them got pinched, you know, with the infection.
Did you say leaking or leaking?
You just had to do that, didn't you? Here's the leaking. Shauna says, how is the bent arowana doing? He's doing just great. Everybody loves him. He's doing good. Sue Ann says, at this point, the cichlids are cockroaches. Yes, they are. They're everywhere, and you can't get rid of them. Doom Pie says he was a very smart fish. Gracie in her gaggle says, it's physical therapy rehabilitation. I had a major surgery and had got bad infection that caused me not to walk. It affected my legs. So now I have to go through rehabilitation and learn to walk again. Oh, my. I am so sorry, Gracie. I didn't know. But, yeah, that's horrible. Lorenz says, well, a big rich cork that stingray Reaper didn't had to go to the ER. Okay, Lorenz. All right. If Reaper would have listened to me and not corner a stingray, I said, don't pick up your feet because if you stand down, you might step on them. Slide your feet towards them. And that's what Reaper was doing. But the stingray was in the corner and he felt trapped. And the Reaper got so close that he couldn't go left or he couldn't go right. So he stabbed Reaper. Okay. All of us know that when you're sliding through stingrays, I've never gotten hit by a stingray at all. And I've had my feet completely covered by different hoods of different stingrays, and I slide right through them. And they don't bother you. But also, I wasn't making them feeling cornered. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they're there and you slide towards them, and if they have a way out, they'll swim away. They won't stay and fight. They will swim away. So, but Reaper went right directly at him at the corner. I mean, he knows his mistake, and he knows, now it'll never happen again, and he's not scared of him. He'll get back in there with them. He knows what he did wrong and how and why and all that stuff, so it's okay. But, there was 10 stingrays in there. I'm not going to cork all of them, Jerry, or depth charge says, nice cup, Jerry.
Oh, yeah, you like that?
It's an OFR cup. You guys can get one yourselves.
Do they have them on the thing?
Lorenz says, I heard his foot was almost amputated. Holy bejesus, things get bigger on down the line. No, it wasn't amputated. The only reason they did the surgery is because they couldn't find anything left in there, but they had to go in and cut it bigger to make sure that his spine wasn't busted off, which I told them ahead of time it wasn't, but they wanted to look, so they cut it bigger and went in deeper to see if there was any piece left in there, and there wasn't. So, Pimp OFR cup.
Sorry, that's an awful lot of commercials tonight.
I think I'm going to turn them off.
There's been other times when, 3, 4 over the night. I mean, that's acceptable, but I don't know, we're running on double digits here pretty soon.
Huh.
I haven't been keeping count. I'm sure somebody up there has.
Even Harley Gem says most commercials ever tonight. I didn't change a thing. YouTube changes their settings all the time. Even Gracie says there's too many commercials.
Yeah. Well, somebody commented, if it helps OFR, I'll watch them. But
Dubai says Reaper said there was a piece, but no, they thought there was a piece. And they went and did the surgery. That's why they did the surgery. He went back in and they didn't find nothing. I mean, the whole, when the stingray hits you, it goes in and then it rips coming out. And, the whole thing was still there. I could tell if there's a piece missing or not. Even Shauna says there's a lot more than normal.
Easy rider. Yeah, leave the paint off.
You didn't like the USA paint on the Easy Rider Harley? Why?
Looks too much like a cop bike.
Red, white, and blue was too much like a cop bike? The long hair.
I'm a bit. I'm not going to argue with you about it. It's my opinion. I don't particularly care for the style of bike. I don't like the colors. I don't like the ape hangers. I don't. I don't like the great
All
big
my bikes on the ground got
pussy
ape
bar
hangers
on
on
the
them.
back.
That's not. No, that's not. That's a backrest.
My 59 was stripped down, little teaspoon seat, nothing on there that didn't absolutely have to be.
So it was a kiddie bike.
No, it was a rat bike is what it was. 59 Panhead is not a kiddie bike.
Lauren says, "Did I hear you correctly, Big Rich? They only did surgery on Reaper because there was no brain left." I did not say that. I did not say that.
But they knew there was one left. They were looking for it.
That's hilarious. Jerry needs a Vietnam camo bike. Sue Ann says, "Then the channel still gets the credit." I don't know what that means, but okay, I'll take it. Sue Ann says, "If you have YouTube Premium, you don't get ads." That's cool.
You're fishing.
But anyways, now back to this whole 3,000 gallon leak thing.
Oh, no.
Leak. It. Oh wait, can you go out there and tell Alex go ahead and vacuum up out there? I don't know. He's probably sitting at the table.
I just saw somebody on your phone. I just saw somebody heading out to the fish room. Imagine Josh is out there putting that tape on by now.
You think?
I'll
Okay,
go
check on that.
and see.
Yeah, I don't see nothing from him on here. Tube By says Reaper's a great guy. Yes, he is. He just called me today and apologized. He hasn't been here in like a week. He's doing his floors or something like that, and you know he's got something to do Sunday, and then he'll be over. He said he'll be here all week next week, so he'll be here. Lauren says red, white, and blue, the colors of the Dutch flag. Same thing with the American flag. I mean, it's red, white, and blue. You got red and white stripes, and you got white stars on a blue background. You know, I have. Let's see, Jerry says, I don't like them ape hangers. I have ape hangers. I sit on my Harley like this. And behind me, there's a seat for a female. And then behind that, I have a big, huge flag holder, and a 3 by 5 foot flag hangs out behind me as I go. And I've got 2 little 4 by 6 flags on the top of my handlebars. I'm all American, you know. I have a good time with it. People love it. I get beeped at all the time, you know. Dupai says Jerry raced Reaper as a kid. But you know, the bike just sits there now for the last 4 years. I've been taking care of Tracy. Same with my car. Just sits there. I haven't been able to take them out. I don't get free time, you know. Somebody said something about, oh, there's no way Rich does the hours that he says. You know, if you don't choose to believe me, that's on you. You know, I do the hours I say. You know, I watch Tracy at nighttime, and I get to sleep from 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock every day. And then 12 o'clock, the community service shows up. 3 o'clock, my nurse leaves. 6 o'clock, community service leaves. So I have to come up with things they can do outside without me, the things I can send them to do, like take garbage out, you know, this and that, do this, do that. I have to make that list every day while I'm working them from 12 to 3. And then they can work from 3 until 6. And then, you know,
Commercial.
Harley Gem says, I have 8 hangers on my 3-wheeled bicycle. That's awesome.
6-pin pullbacks.
Mystery comment says, that's cool. I got USA 1
yeah.
plate on my 70 Chevelle. Awesome.
Now Josh just got the leak to stop.
It stopped?
Yeah, and Alex says he's been taking care of it about every 15, 20 minutes for the
Vacuuming.
yeah.
But
But Josh is here and he got it to stop.
You got to stop with that tape.
I have no idea. I didn't
Okay,
stay out there
okay.
that long.
That's awesome, though.
I didn't actually make it all the way out to the fish.
Candace says, shame on anyone who underestimates how intense caregiving can be. We just lost my grandma in February after
Yeah.
7 years of taking care of her. Aw, I'm so sorry, Candace. I'm sorry about that. The Spartan says Rich has nothing to gain from lying. Exactly. Jens Carlson said, you could take the toys, your women out for a burnout? Yeah, I could. I really could. I mean, I could. I want to. Spartan says, I take care of my grandmother. I got nothing to gain from lying about what I do for her. Yeah, it's the same with Big Rich. Exactly. Candace says she was 101. She lived a good life. I'm also with you. My grandmother lived to be 102. I mean, they lived a full life, but their life was hard. Their life isn't as easy as us. They didn't have internet. They didn't have all this stuff. They had to, grow their own food. We go to the grocery store. I mean, our grandmothers lived a hard life. Aggressive Fish Lover says, sorry, I had to run to go grab dinner, but Jerry's beard looks like it's grown longer since I've seen it. Doompai says, Big Rich, you don't have to justify us. We know what you do, and Josh, everyone knows I do. Actually, Josh was just here now, and he went in because I bought 3 rolls of flex tape. He had tried fixing it with silicone, and every time that, the whole corner busted out, so the fiberglass was stretched and dislodged. So he was trying to fill in all these seals. I was like, screw it. Put a piece down this corner, a piece down this corner, and then a piece connecting the 2 up the center. And, then you have to do the same on the bottom corner, and then put a piece all the way across there. And that would seal that corner for now and give us a little bit more time so we can get the new tank in. So that's what he did out there while we were here. While we're in here doing the live stream. I didn't even know Josh was back. Jens Carlson says, love you guys. Your OFR is the best. Well, thank you.
You had to get that in before 8 o'clock.
What's that?
Jens.
Oh.
It's 8:01.
Is it? Well, we started 15 minutes late. We can go an extra 15 minutes.
I'm not worried about it. The guys are out there working in the fish room. I'm not going to go out there and shut off all the lights on them anyhow.
I'd like to see you try. Josh will be like, what the hell are you doing?
Got you yesterday.
What's that?
You went out there to take a picture and all of a sudden, no lights. You caught me right when I was turning out the lights.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much goes on around here. As far as that lion goes, man, he just takes up waste. I'm not giving anybody or anything rent-free space in my head. When I go and bullshit and tell lies, then I got to remember it. And then it gets complicated.
It's so much easier just stating the facts and remembering what really happened. If you don't want the answer, don't ask. Shauna says the 3,000 gallon is tired of waiting and wants to retire already. You know what? That was our first wood tank build ever. Me and Josh built, and it lasted 7 years. This is going on 8 years now, and now it's falling apart. Okay, we get that.
For the last 6 months, it's been breathing. It'll leak for a little while, and then it'll close up, and it'll leak for a little while, and it'll close up.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to run into out there in the morning. I know I seen it over the top of my shoes out there. Or not over the top of my toe of my shoe.
Green Queen says, has the baby boy arrived yet? No, not yet. Harley Jen says, oh my God, Jerry, the timekeeper, not the crypt keeper.
Oh, no, come on.
You father time now?
No. Oh, no. No, I just happened to notice that. Jen's got that in just about 8, just that she's trying to get it in under the line in case we shut it off.
Right. Dupie says, aren't the filters on that corner of the tank a problem? Not at all. That's on the other side of the tank. Now it's leaking from where you open up the screen door, the first corner you see, that's where it's squirting out from. So the wood let loose and you can see through you can see inside a blue fiberglass, which is the coating on the inside. So the wood needs to be held back together, and it's coming apart. I mean, it lasted 7 years, so we're doing good. We're happy with that.
There's video conversations out there on video. Some of the videos that show that separation up there in that corner and why the dog bone. So it's been discussed.
Spartan says
that corner was weak.
Spartan says, I pray for you, Rich, and Tracy too. I look forward to seeing any OFR and OFR BFS videos behind the scenes. Maybe it's the way I start my morning up. That's awesome. Thank you. Dubai says, oh, okay, that's a different corner. Yeah, the other corner was the one that opened up first and it was leaking. And we put the strap on all the way around the whole bottom. Now this corner opened up. We now know it's at the end of its thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce it. I'm going to rebuild it basically as best I can, replacing whatever wood on the corners. I'm going to strap it together with metal banding and, ratchet it and then clamp it in place. I'm going to do all that, and I'm going to make it work for outside for the pond. So now when we get new koi in, that'll go into the 3,000, and you can see them on the edge of the pond. So you can see all the koi in the water, and then you've got the glass right there. That's all the quarantine, koi you can see from the side. So we still got a use for it, because if it leaks out there, it's no big deal. Well, we got to fix this, or if we can't fix it, it's time to let it go,
All we got to do is crank that 2,000 back together.
2,000?
Yeah, the old SeaWorld tank. The one under the awning.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's for our all summer long, koi and stuff like that. We need to get that back running. It's set up. We did the cement under it. It was staying out there for 2 years waiting for a spot.
If we've got both of those set up, the pressure from some of the koi rescues around here is a problem.
Yeah.
Certain times a year, the koi and the goldfish.
They do add up. Dupai says, giving a tank a bigger home.
Yeah, that's about it. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Well, again, sorry we couldn't have a background for you, but you're welcome that we finally got a video of us and actually talking.
Might have it straightened out by next week.
When we first started, it was like you just got a picture of us frozen, or you got audio. That was it. That was your two choices. We got it up to this, so I got to restart the computer and fix things. I should have checked it beforehand. I don't know. I'm so used to it. It works every time.
Yeah. And it's not a major. We do the live stream and stuff, but that's not a major priority. Even on YouTube, this is not a money maker. The videos do all right, but there's hardly
my live streams are more from
Yeah, I know.
gives me a place to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, we don't plan on it, so it's not a priority.
We're not making a fortune.
Getting the tanks
Right.
after the car shut down, Tracy taken care of.
Yeah.
Oops, we missed something. Surprise, surprise.
Jens Carlson said, "You guys are so cute." Jens, you need to put your glasses on. Okay, I got mine on. Put yours on.
Harley too. She says our smiling faces are more than good enough.
Aw, you need your glasses too. Spartan says, watching the videos is like stop at my family's or friend's home and just us idiots sharing what we do, what we love with each other, supporting each other, even if we don't get them or their hobby or interest. You know what? That's basically, that should be our timeline. Telling people this, hey, come see what OFR. This is what we do.
Well, the next song you're right. There's some lines for you.
Bambi says, thank you for hanging out, everyone. Thank you for supporting the rescue. Aw. We love the Friday stream. We always look forward to hanging out with you, Rich. Oh, well, thank you. It's a good time for me because I can just stop. You know, all week long it's Tracy, rescue, Tracy, clean the house, Tracy, rescue, Tracy. Oh, we got a flood. Tracy, rescue. You know, it's just nonstop. And then here I can sit back and just decompress a little with you guys, you know, just have fun. Aggressive Fish Lover says, how did things go with Greg? I seen the pond professor was there and stuck up for yous on one of his posts.
Must have been that one post. I mean, that was a while ago.
Yeah, he hasn't been here in a while. He's coming here at the end of April, the last week of April. He'll be here. So that was a previous post that you saw from him.
Either that or he did it again on a post of his own.
Jen's Rich is not getting rich with the live stream. Absolutely not. I mean, today we didn't even make $1. Nobody donated nothing.
Nobody
So we didn't make $1. It's just us hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. But we don't ask. We're not asking for anything either. I mean,
right.
You know, if you want our attention, yeah. You know,
if you got something to say and you put out a super chat, we're definitely going to say it.
On a super chat.
But you know, amongst all these chats, I mean, it may get missed. You know. All right, Jem says, bonus this weekend. We're going to a bar to promote local heavy metal bands tomorrow. That sounds like fun. I missed that.
Yeah.
What? Mark Gordon, 1984, says Reaper mentioned Hoover possibly moving in with him and Kurt. Is this true? This is absolutely not true. And no, I'm going to have to call Reaper after this because absolutely not.
I know even I need to. Hoover's got the same. I mean, Reaper's got the same opinion you do in that matter.
Right.
You know better.
I know better than that. Yes, you are right. Let's give Reaper the benefit of the doubt. Exactly. No, he's just as mad as I am at him.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Even Randy Hoffman says there ain't no way he said that.
Yeah.
Sue Ann says it's been Fishy Friday for almost so many years I can't see. It's behind the camera. It's 5 years. It's about hanging out with friends. Yep.
I have to look. Aggressive Fish Lover says he had a new place a few days ago.
He had to have been kidding because there's no way. Reaper has the same opinion I do.
I'm talking about what Aggressive Fish Lovers was talking about the pond professor. I hope that's what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, his posts come out from like way far in the back because they do so many, recordings, and then they send them to a team, and then their teams put out posts. So they got posts from like 12 months ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's probably just now posting
right,
the visit.
Right.
There's a couple of people come by here and done some video. Haven't heard anything from them about what they did with it.
Shauna says, aggressive, it was a repost of an older video.
Yeah.
Aggressive Fish Lover says, tag you in a post, big guy. I'll check that out. Sebastian says, Hoover was trouble. Remember once he tried to push Reaper under the bus with you, Rich? I don't remember that, but, that dude was out about himself. I gave him free rent here for like a year, but he just couldn't get past the monkey on his back. He just kept disappearing and doing his drugs, and it was all no good. I mean, I tried, and it didn't work out. He chose that over us. Lauren says, I had a dream. It was leaking dream. You know what to do.
I'll accept that one.
So many comments are just deleted.
Oh, Jen's got time.
Oh, Jen's got deleted. Let me see what that one was.
Oh, Sue Ann gave her a timeout.
Wow.
I What's it up? Somebody arguing on there?
Oh, because she
Because
said
you said
the
who?
name. Yeah. That is the
Okay.
person that shall not be named, and we've said his name a couple times. Thank
Yeah.
you for reminding us,
Sorry.
Sue Ann. Thank you.
Oh, you should
My
have heard
bad.
Rich one day. I accidentally slipped and misnamed Hubert. I called him the name which should not be named.
Right.
Oh, he red in the face.
How dare you say that name?
About his pet turtle.
Harley Jem's got it exactly right. Can't help those who won't help themselves. Took what he could take and then took all that he could take and then left. Yeah. Well, actually, in this situation, got thrown out.
It was actually timely that he did because he's very capable of dragging the police in here on violating his parole. He was on his way back to jail.
Well,
Glad they
that's where
left
he's
here
at now.
before it happened.
Right.
I
Where he's
have no
at now.
idea where he is,
No,
but
he's back in jail.
that's probable.
I did what I could. I tried helping. It didn't work. Hey, we're caught up again. Look at that.
Oh, dang.
Any of you got something to say before we log off? Aggressive fish lovers. I had a dream as well in my sleep. I had a giant marshmallow and woke up and my pillow was gone. Holy shit. That's hilarious. He didn't say leak. Oh, I just did. Oh, my bad.
I'm tired of clinking glasses.
Sebastian says, so if he's in jail, that would mean Reaper would be the jail keeper. No, he's not going to move in with Reaper. Trust me on that.
Oh, Jens is begging for forgiveness. That's sweet.
Where? Where do you see that?
Back up one. Hey. Good.
Oh my goodness, Josh is here. What's up, buddy?
Got out of the tanks.
You just got out of the tank?
Yeah.
Did you get it stop leaking?
Slowed it down tremendously.
Okay. That'll help out because
Not
we have
gonna
to
flood
keep
overnight.
vacuuming it.
It might be completely stopped. I can't tell.
I'll find out in the morning.
Yeah.
You'll find out when you go to turn off the lights and come out in the morning, see if it's wet or not. But this is only going to buy us days. So tomorrow,
It buys us time. Let's get that sump done and let's move on to the tank.
Well, that's a few days,
well,
hopefully.
we got guys that are coming over tomorrow. He's bringing some friends, so we depending on how this scraping goes.
His buddy's going to bring us over a 3-foot dwarf Kenan too.
Yeah.
So they're legal to keep. We can keep it here.
After we have a spot for it. I told him we don't have a spot for it right now.
I told him to bring it over. I'll find a spot.
Ouch.
You guys don't mind
There
keeping
isn't
it
a big
until we're
enough
ready.
spot in here.
Hush up, old man. I'm sorry, Jerry.
And I told him when we get these tanks up and going and there's room, we'll bring it back.
You have to keep that Kenan in your bedroom.
No, I mean, if all works well, I mean, they do coexist well. He could go in the monster pod.
He actually could.
Yeah,
He really
he-
could.
He can climb out though.
He can't.
Exactly. Keep everyone out of there.
No. Keep everybody on their toes.
I want to take the Dwight Howard tank and get a great big coconut crab.
That would be awesome. Have you seen those things?
Mm-hmm.
They're huge.
You know what else would be awesome? Dart frogs.
No.
Yes.
No, not poison dart frogs in there. No.
They look amazing.
They're yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
look amazing.
you could put a community in there. You could put
The only thing that'll
some
help
of those
with is
chameleons and stuff.
the
in
police
there, too.
couldn't figure out how these people died. That pissed me off.
Problem is, poison dart frogs are not poisonous
No, they're
unless
not.
you're feeding them the food. So they just have the color,
Right.
so they get their poison.
That's where they
from
get
the
their
food.
poison from. Is their
Yeah.
food? Yeah.
Right.
Wild ones you don't fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not a reptarium, Josh.
Why? How do you want a caiman and a tortoise
Because
and a coconut crab?
they're cool.
I'm just saying it would turn that tank into a eyesore into something cool
A couple of
and low
frogs in it.
maintenance. And
No.
low maintenance.
Put a
No.
whole community of crabs, all the different crabs you can keep
Turn it
together. in
into
there.
a self-contained ecosystem. You might have to throw in some bugs once every 2 weeks.
Oh, the crabs, we just have to use it for a compost bin. Everything waste from the kitchen right in the crab tank, man.
We'd have to invite Robert back over. to
Everybody's
see
watching
here.
us do this.
Bugs it.
All right. Well,
All
want
right.
to come in and say hi to
Did you
everyone?
do the tape in there?
Yeah.
Okay, did you do one on each side and then one in the middle connecting them?
I
How'd
did
you do
one
it?
on each side.
One on each side. Did they overlap each other?
No.
Okay. Did you do one down the middle?
No.
Why?
Because I wasn't going to touch it. The leak stopped. I'm not touching it.
Oh, if the leak stopped, you're good.
It's living on a prayer. All right. I rubbed it
He's
more,
like, don't touch it no more.
shored it up. We're fine. Buys me until tomorrow.
Well, we know we got to get that new tank up now, soon.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and let this one.
Like the sump can wait. The sump it is fine.
We're already set up to do the sump. Let's just do the sump and get it done.
But we're not. That sump's going to be 3 weeks at least. Wait time.
We're okay.
Push comes to
I
shove.
looked into a liner
Yeah.
for that thing tonight, and I found it for as cheap as $250, 60 mil, and we can put it in there and fold it in a way that only the corner has a fold to where the pacu would go after it. So I don't think they'd go after it right away, and $250 would buy us, a year.
As long as the
Probably.
pacu let it last.
Right,
Long.
right.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to see through the glass front no more, but we'd have a liner inside.
It'd be enclosed.
The only thing we'd have to do is cut the spot where the filter sucks in, and then the return.
Well, every time that we've seriously threatened that 3,000, it stopped leaking for a while.
Hasn't it?
So,
It's-
this is a pretty serious threat.
Yeah.
This is the only one that I literally said I can't stop this. And I did a last ditch effort, literally ran out of silicone,
I'm not going
Ran out of silicone tonight. We bought what's it called?
flex tape.
Flex tape, 3 rolls, 4 inches wide, 10 foot long. And how much did you use?
I used 2 rolls.
2 rolls, and he got it to stop.
We're good.
We need to seal the whole inside with flex tape, the whole thing, both
The
corners.
problem is the stuff doesn't want to seal underwater. It does bond, but not like it would in the dry.
You scotch brightened it before to put it under there? Okay. Then it should.
But it's like that coating is now delaminating from below, so it
I
could
know.
come out tomorrow, and all that stuff is off. And
What you put on was a beautification to a coating that is not on there no more.
well, the problem is once water got behind it and rotted the wood, the coating's intact. Now the coating has nothing to bond to, so as soon as there's any type of flex, move, anything, that coating is snapping. It's not a
Right.
flexible coating.
So a liner would work for another probably year, 6 months to a year. We can do that. We can actually, you can just put plastic in there, 20 mil plastic, and coat it. It'd be fine. It would hold if we fold the corners right, because if you've got a bunch bunched up in the corner, the pacu will bite. But if you've got it all folded back to a triangle coming this way and then this, and only 2 corners meeting up, it would last a lot longer.
Damn Paco was biting my toes in there.
Serious?
Yeah.
They will give you a pedicure.
That's like human teeth biting you. That's a
Yeah.
painful bite.
They'll taste anything. That's
We
what
can
they
even
do in
do
the
a
lab.
liner and then put a piece of flex tape in the corner, sealing both sides so they can't get to the edge of the liner. And it would buy us more time.
Sue-Ann says you should put a cork in it. The 3,000. They're watching us.
So, well, thank you for helping, because
Yeah.
me and him were planning on all night long, every couple hours going out there and vacuuming.
And I'm sorry to say, but your plans of trying to save that tank, I don't think it's gonna happen. I stuck my
Just too rotten.
finger. Then bottom boards, you had two 2x12s, stacked together. It was a great plan if we would have left it up off the ground. But I was able to stick my finger right through them.
I can flip it upside down and replace all them bottom boards.
In other words, the painted on liner is the only thing that was holding in that tank.
Right.
You would need to
And now we've
replace
lost that.
the bottom shelf. You need to replace some of the wood sheathing. That tank would need major surface surgery to make.
If I leave all the structure all the way around, which would cost probably $1,500 to replace all that, and just replace the sheathing, and then fiberglass the inside, and then covered it with the liner, and then sealed our window to the liner, that'd be great for koi.
At that point, you're only a few $100 away from building a whole new damn tank.
Really?
And I mean, when you think about costs like
What
that,
cost us $1,700 years ago would cost us probably $3,500 now to build that tank.
Yeah, and that's doing it on the cheap.
And that's using the same piece of window.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well.
Building another steel tank.
here's my thing I want to hang on to. We built our first wood tank, and it lasted for what, 8 years now?
It was a good run.
It was a good run for less than $2,000. But we paid $1,700 for everything for that tank. We got it up and it ran for 8 years. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Call anybody the queen of home repairs, and their tanks don't last that long. They built.
Now you're gonna take that glass and put it into the new tank, and it's new and improved.
The new one's
That
what?
tank ain't breaking for 100 years.
That's 3,500 gallons.
Yeah.
The tank that's going to be setting up on hockey pucks.
Yeah. Them hockey pucks work great.
They work great. That was a good idea.
The only thing that we're gonna have to do is figure out how we're going to lift once the tank's in place. Lift it up and place them under. The placing is fine. You take a 1x5 and you cut out where the hockey pucks go, and you just you place it in there at every foot.
Yeah.
As long as that board's under, your hockey pucks are set underneath the beams that you want. Now the only issue is actually lifting that tank. I thought about a gantry crane, because you can take off that second door, put half the gantry in the monster pond room, half on the other end of the tank. But then
I don't think that concrete on the monster pond.
Oh, it will. That tank's
It's already on.
tank's only 5,000 pounds. It would be taking half of it, so it'd only be taking 2,500 pounds for a few minutes. I wouldn't be concerned with it. So yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
we'll be working on that tomorrow. So
Well, thank you for coming out tonight and doing this while we're, doing the live stream stuff. Appreciate it.
someone's got to do the work.
Hey.
You already got a couple of votes for the dart frogs.
Hey, good idea.
I still like the coconut. crab.
Stop giving him props, okay? He's gonna think it's a great idea and he's gonna want to do it.
You're just gonna come home one day and there's gonna be dart frogs in there. You're like, what the hell?
Wait a minute, this is my house, okay? I don't go to your house and do these things.
This is when I stay out of it.
Yeah, and we've got the other tank outside to do surgery on. We don't need to add another one.
No.
We can build a better one. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I've got stuff to do.
Rich, put a cork in it. Listen, all you naysayers out there, just stop watching us. Stop hanging out with us on Friday, because I'm going to build that tank out back. You're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. You're all going to be wrong. I'm going to build it.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go and grab that tank and go to pull it away. You're like, oh, crap, the bottom of my tank. No!
If that happens, I will secede and say, okay, Josh, you win.
Please take the glass out.
Yeah,
first.
please take the glass out.
That's my biggest thing here, because if you twist that and it breaks, it's gonna shatter the glass. It's possible
No,
it won't.
take the glass out before
The
you
glass
even
would not
move it.
break before the silicone will pop a seal.
The problem is we didn't do that on just silicone. We set them on them stupid blocks, and they're painted in with that epoxy.
Yes. Yes.
So like it's rigid, top and bottom. So if that
Not
flexes,
top, only on the bottom.
I'll
The
show
top's got an inch above it.
I'll show you. It's got them
It's not.
pieces of block on it. Them
Only
little
on the
pieces-
bottom to hold it up.
Both.
No, not on top.
Both.
You're wrong.
Oh, yeah, you still here?
Show you.
You're wrong.
I was in the tank looking at it.
You
10 minutes ago.
are wrong.
You're wrong. I did it. So, yeah, it's gonna be bad. If that flexes at all and that glass shit shatters, there goes $2,700 for any panel.
Well,
Yeah.
Or we disconnect the panel now, and then we just got. If you want to reinstall the panel there, we just got to buy 3 more tubes of silicone or 6. That's a lot less of a gamble.
Depth charge says,
It is.
Face and Rich, the tank is done.
all right,
So
I'm
listen
done with
to
all
your
you guys.
boy.
No, turn off all these comments.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch you on Wednesday.
Thank you,
All right,
Josh.
have a good
I
one.
appreciate you coming back over.
Oh, I'm glad to not have to chase that all night.
Right. I was planning on it, you know.
Well, we'll see how it looks when I get out there, but it's almost easier to catch up with it than it is to chase it. Try to keep up with it. I've done both.
Gracie says, at least he don't want snakes in that Dwight Howard tank.
That's right. No snakes.
Oh, look, we missed a super chat.
Did we?
Fish Family Link says, thank you, Belle Marie, for the $4.99 super chat. Let me go back. I
missed it
didn't see it.
completely.
I didn't see it. Oh, there we go. She says, love hanging out with you on Friday nights. Well, thank you.
Yeah, well, it's been a little longer hangout tonight, but yeah, we're doing good. A zombie crab.
You see us. This is how we handle things. This is Josh is coming in telling us this while we took a break because we were vacuuming before we came in here. We vacuumed the tank and the floor and all that. We came in here and we're like, that's it. We're done. And we come do this. And then Josh happened to show up and got it fixed because I sent the community service guy up to Harbor Freight, was it? And
Yeah.
got some, what do you call that tape?
I don't know.
Goes underwater.
Underwater tape.
Yeah, you slap it on, it seals.
Supposed to.
Yeah, whatever. And 3 rolls of that sealed it. So we're good. It's no longer leaking. So that's awesome. Well, thank you, Belle Marie.
The $20 super chat. for
James
somebody?
McNally says, I love you, Big Rich. Or I love your show, Big Rich.
I don't see it.
Oh, Sebastian said there was a $20? No way.
That's what I'm
I'll
looking
go.
for.
Oh, there it is. From Dave Pifter. $20. Well, thank you, Dave. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. With no comment. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
We were busy in the conversation there.
We were. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Well, they obviously enjoyed the conversation.
James McNally, is there any moderator to tell me why the fish screen is green? Because our background does not work today. We think it's because the power went out and when it came back on, it came on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, and it burned out a few pumps out in the fish room. Well, we didn't think nothing about it. We replaced them and got the things up and running again. The Belagios mostly is the problem. And then we come in here and we turn on the live stream and everything works and everything's good, except for I cannot get the camera to accept a background screen now. It's not working. I plugged in the old camera and we got us a camera working. So, this is it's a, I forget who makes this. Logitech, and it's a 1080p live stream camera, I had to put on the old one, which was I think only. Oh wait, this is a 4K. That's a 1080p. We got the 1080p to work. The 4K is not working, so I may have to replace that. Aggressive Fish Lover says, I'm telling the FBI, Jerry buried a few bodies in your backyard and your new pond for the monster fish. And you'll have a new pond for your monster fish in new time. In other words, the FBI will dig us a pond.
Yeah.
I like that.
I didn't see where he was going at first there, but yeah,
Right.
they'll dig us some pond.
Oh.
I'm not sure I'd appreciate it much. No, Jerry not sleeping out there by the parkour. Sebastian.
Bambi says, what about rescuing from the rescue you work with, Herps Alive? Can't remember that. No, their name is Herps Alive, but I don't see that I need to rescue anything from them.
I don't see where we really work with them other than swamp and stuff.
Well, we take in turtles where they turn down and they say no.
Yeah.
And we take in their turtles. They do a good job. And, you know, we've donated to them a bunch of equipment and stuff.
Yeah. I wasn't dissing them. I'm just saying, don't really work with them.
Jerry looks like Joshua. Are you serious? Jerry didn't even know Tracy when she was alive.
I don't know any other Joshua he's thinking about. I've been accused of a lot of things, but not that.
Flex tape. That was the name of it. Thank you.
Zip tape is
Chris
better.
says zip tape is better. Okay.
Sue Ann's stuck on putting a cork in it. I tell you.
Yes, she is. Josh wants to take a sawzall to the tank and rip it apart and make it easy to carry out. I want to try and save the tank. I want to put it outside around the koi tank. You know, y'all that don't believe in that, you know, eat me. I'm going to do it. Who's that? Doom Pie says, tank is done tanking. You got that right.
I'm just about tanks myself.
See, the difference is if I start from scratch and build out there, it's going to cost me $5-6 grand. If I just fix this up, it's going to cost me less than $1,000. Sue Ann, Josh can't fix the green screen. Come on now. I taught Josh everything he knows about computers. Stop it.
It'll get done. We just needed more than the 15 minutes we had to get it done today.
Right. Aggressive Fish Lover goes, anyone here keep fish? What the hell kind of question is that? I think we all keep fish. But anyways,
Yeah,
it's
there's been much
8:36.
Conversation on that.
Right. It's 8:36. We're out of here. We've got lots of work to do. So,
We've got fish to go keep.
Spaz and Fish is here. Says, awesome meeting you guys last Sunday. It was awesome meeting you too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're out of here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. Hope some of you got a buzz doing your thing.
Hopefully, I don't have a leak to deal with.
There you go. One last one. All right. Take care, guys.
We didn't tell Josh where was leak.